Flosstube. It's Monday, February 4th. It's Tanya here, the Zen Stitcher, coming to you from Brooklyn, New York. And it's good to be back. I think this will be a little bit of a short mini episode. I'm just going to give you a couple of updates on some of my stitching. It's good to be back. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your nice comments. I really appreciate that encouragement, and it's just really, really fun to hear from all of you. Let's see, what's new? Oh, maybe just a little bit about myself before I delve into things. I'm Tanya, the Zen Stitcher. I live in Brooklyn, New York. I love to stitch primarily samplers. So what you're going to see here are mostly samplers. And I do some other stitching, but it's mostly samplers because that's really what I'm obsessed with. And it doesn't mean that I don't enjoy other things. And I do like to see the work that other people are doing, and it inspires me sometimes to buy something that's non-sampler like and get out of my box. So let's see. I know it's been a while since I've been on Flosstube. I started a new job in September, and it's been busy. I previously had been working kind of a part-time job, and this is I've transitioned to a full-time job, so it's been a bit of an adjustment, sort of getting used to being out of the house like 5 days a week, 9 to 5 kind of thing. Wasn't quite used to that. Been a long time. And then the other thing that kept us busy this fall was helping my son apply to colleges. So his applications are in. We're excited to find out where he ends up going, and I'm sure it will be all good. So, but that did take up a fair amount of our time on the weekends and so on. Anyway, today's Monday, February 4th. I'm not at work today, and that's because I have a comp day. And I just heard my cat, or one of them. And so I'm home during the week on a weekday. It's nice and it's quiet in my house. And I thought, what a perfect opportunity for me to jump in and say hello to everybody on Flosstube and give you an update on some of the projects that I've been working on. So even though I've not been, filming Flosstube, I've been watching lots of Flosstube, and I've also been stitching. So typically I get up in the morning and stitch, depending on what time I get up. Sometimes I get up really early, and I stitch for a while before I go to work. That way, it's sort of a habit that I'm able to stitch every day. And I really feel like if I don't get some stitching in every day, something's missing from my life. So that's what I like to do. I can't help it, right? All right, so let's dive in. Like I said, I think this is going to be a really short video. And so the first sampler I'm going to show, I know what I'm going to do first. Okay, so a while back, over the summer, I participated in a round robin with the Country Stitchers, and I don't know if I showed you any of that. I can't remember if I showed you. Anyway, so that's completed, and I got my round robin back, and I decided to fully finish it. Didn't frame it, but I made it into a project bag. So absolutely thrilled with not only my round robin, but I'm really thrilled with my project bag as well. I did the big blue bird down in the corner, and then 3 other stitchers stitched their motifs. I also did the border around the edges and in the center as well. Um, and and this was super super fun. Um, I just had never done anything like that before, and so obviously it's not a sampler, but it is something that was really really fun to participate in. And then I made this project bag. Excuse me. Um, so I used. I have some amaryllis bulbs in the window, and he was starting to eat the stems. So naughty. Okay, you can stay there. Okay. Anyway, back to my project bag. Oh, I have to watch my stitching. I have to watch my plants. He's so naughty. Um, this fabric came from an old curtain that I had in my kitchen before we did a renovation, and this is the second project bag that I've made using the fabric. It had been sitting in my closet for the longest time, and I thought, you know what, I should just reuse it. And so I hope to make some more project bags with it, but I really like the fabric, and I thought that it went well with the stitching. I found this little tassel at a really funny store just around the corner from my office in downtown Brooklyn. So I, living in New York City, we have everything we can possibly want here, except for a local needlework store. I have no L&S. And even if I want, certain things like zippers and stuff are really hard to come by. It's hard to know where to find them in the city because there really aren't any like fabric stores per se. And I ordered some zippers online, and sorry, I have to keep an eye on my cat. He's going to go after that amaryllis again. I ordered a zipper online. It was taking forever to come, and so I decided to stop into this little fabric store that sells fabric on really big bolts of like, I don't even know what the width is, but huge big bolts. So it's kind of like upholstery fabrics and stuff like that, but they also have notions. And so I found zippers there, and I was just like, this is so much easier than ordering online and waiting over 2 weeks to get a zipper. But I also found this little tassel because they sell like upholstery accessories as well. And I thought that looked really cute. It matched all the colors in my thing. So anyway, that's a finish, and I'm really proud of it. So the next item I finished is a pretty big sampler that I think I started in September, and then just loved working on it and couldn't stop working on it. So this is Edsina. This is Edsina Peters, and as you can see, it's a monochromatic sampler. Stitched on, what did I stitch it on? I think it was 40 count. Sorry. Yeah, 40 count. Okay. So 40 count using black. Okay. You are really being naughty. Hang on just a second. Bing, come on. Get down. Come on, get down, get down. Okay. I'll show you where he is. There he is. Hi, Bing. All right. Back to my sampler. Edsina Peters, 1816, 40 count. I used a variety of black silk threads, Some of them were really dark, some were kind of a grayish color or faded black, and I just randomly used them on the sampler to give it an antique feel. I love this sampler so much. It was so fun to stitch, and it's the fastest I've ever finished a sampler, so that was really awesome, and I'm really looking forward to having it framed. And so the next thing I finished, so after doing a big sampler, I decided I needed to do something kind of quick and easy and Christmassy, because it was around Christmas that I finished Edzina. So I stitched this up. It's by French design, Tourny Cotton, I think it is, the designer. Anyway, also on 40 count, using threads I had in my stash, and then putting buttons in that I had also in my collection. They're kind of vintage buttons that I picked up at a stoop sale once. Also, you can see there are a few gold beads in here. See there. And then I did some eyelet stitches and cross stitches and Algerian cross, which I think I did, right there. Anyway, what a fun stitch. That was really quick and fast and festive, and my plan is to get I think a white frame. I'm going to go to IKEA and see if I can't find like a shadow, kind of a shadow frame, and frame it myself. So that was fun. Okay, and then the last thing that I finished, and this was just over this weekend, yay! It's upside down, sorry. This is Secrets of the Queen, Part 2 by Amy Mitten, and really beautiful, really fun stitch. It was many years in the making. I think it probably took me 3 years to stitch this, and lots of different stitches, Montenegrin and tent stitch and cable chain stitch and back stitch and queen. So really fun. There's the queen, the thistle. That's probably my favorite part. Let's see if I can get it closer. Yeah, I love doing that thistle. I thought that was really pretty. And I love the colors, and her silks are so great to work with. So I would totally do another Amy Mitten project one day, but it was pretty intense. Anyway, this is her own design, and it is based on Mary, Queen of Scots, who was a embroiderer, and she did a lot of embroidery. Mary did a lot of embroidery when she was held in captivity, and often stitched into her embroidery special secret messages to people on the outside. And so, so Amy, in designing this piece, actually put together motifs from a lot of Mary's work and combined it into this new design, and then also included a lot of the secret code that Mary used. So if you can see across the top, let's see, it's kind of hard with one hand to do this. You see across the top here in the clouds, there's a darker stitching, like there's looks like a 7, and then a 2, and then an 11, and I don't know what this one is. Can't remember, but anyway. So that's what Mary did in her stitching as well. She put in these special characters and then had uh, a secret code that you could decipher what she was trying to say. She also stitched a lot of Latin and imagery into her pieces as well. So there were lots of double meanings. So, for example, this hand here that's got a pruning knife um, next to a fruit tree was meant to basically. Elizabeth was barren apparently, and so the idea was that if you prune the tree, then it would bear more fruit. And so that was a message that Elizabeth shouldn't be queen and Mary should be the queen. Um, and let's see what was, some of the other symbolism down here. This kind of looks like it's a cording wrapped around a bar. And if you look carefully, that looks like an M right here. And then next to it is an S. So the M signified Mary and the S signified Seton. Mary Seton was Mary for Mary, Queen of Scots, Seton for Mary Seton, who was her friend and faithful. I guess she was started out as a servant and then moved back to France, but Mary at one point embroidered a special pillow for her. Along with a lot of messages in the pillow. Anyway, I don't know if I'm making any sense, but it's just been really fun doing this. Happy to have it finished. And I think I'll frame it. I don't think I'll make it into a pillow, even though that's what Mary, Queen of Scots did. But I don't know. I just can't. I think it would get destroyed if it was a pillow. So, the other thing that I thought was interesting is I have this book about Mary, Queen of Scots, and as I was looking through it, I found some pictures that had a lot of the same motifs. So here on this page, you can see there's the pruning knife with the hand coming down from heaven, and then this same banner, exactly the same banner, and then the trees, the fruit, I think they were pear trees here and here, along with the clouds. So this is very similar to what Amy put and designed for the piece I just finished. And then this is another embroidery of Mary, Queen of Scots, and here's the glove that has a break through it, which I think symbolized fidelity. A break in fidelity, maybe? No, I can't remember. Here's the same plume of feathers that is in the one I finished, the Amy Mitten piece. And here's the cat. So Mary, Queen of Scots used that drawing of a cat as inspiration for her embroidery. And on this piece at the bottom, right there, you can see the hands clasping around a cornucopia, which is supposed to signify friendship. And over here is almost the exact same detail that is on the bottom of the Amy Mitten sampler of the rope. It's like rope entwined around a bar, but then you can also read it as an M and an S. So really cool. Yeah, I think I'll read this book next because after stitching this sampler, it made me want to know or learn more about Mary Queen of Scots. Um, I think that's all I have for you today. So thanks again for stopping by. Um, Thanks again for watching. Thanks again for your comments. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I promise I'll come back again. I don't know how often, but um, it kind of has to be when I have um, quiet in the house because I can't do it with my husband and my son home. It's just there's no real spot to do it. What else? Oh, I know. I just wanted to mention that, and I think I may have mentioned this before, but I think it's just amazing to see everybody on Flosstube and to see a lot of young people stitching, like even kids stitching, which is so exciting. I think that is such great, great, great news. So keep on stitching. Follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Facebook. I also co-administer a Facebook page called Sampler World. So please stop by there and join that group if you're interested in seeing a lot of other samplers posted online. That group, we're over 5,000 members, and there's just some amazing work that's posted every single day. So it's really, really exciting to see all that work being done. And people post other things about samplers on Sampler World, like exhibits that are coming up or books that are being published. Or there was a story not too long ago before Christmas about 2 samplers that had actually been stolen out of a home in Vancouver and then found. So somebody had posted an article about the pieces being stolen, and then they posted the article about the police actually finding them and returning them to the owners. So it's interesting things like that are going on in the world of samplers. So anyway, thanks again, and we'll see you soon. Okay, bye.